Hello there, Gaming Outsiders. On episode 401, Scott, Alyssa, and I discuss Sony's latest State of Play live stream, which includes reactions from all of you, as always. In the news, we finally got gameplay for Sonic Frontiers, and Dragon Age 4 finally got its title. This is the Gaming Outsider.
Greetings, programs, and welcome to episode 401 of the Gaming Outsider, a video game podcast with a focus on our incredible community. It is Saturday, June 4th. I'm your host, Scott Clark, and joining me are my friends, Mr. Zach Parkerson. What's up, man?
Welcome to the Gaming Outsider, and we know how to count.
Yes. Yeah, we'll explain that in just a second. But also joining us, Miss Alyssa White. How you doing, Alyssa?
I'm good, but I'm so glad to be back with my weep friend,
Yeah, dude,
Zach.
we missed you. How you been?
I miss both of you. Gosh darn it, I love you.
Yeah? We've had to
I
resort
love
to
you too,
just
Zach.
text messages for the past couple weeks, and it's
Right.
just not the same, man.
Yeah. I mean, CB I can live without, but you two mean the world to me.
And
Aw.
that's how we find out if CB listens to the episodes.
That's a good test.
Yes, as we mentioned, this is episode 401. It's supposed to be episode 400, but because of some scheduling issues, we decided to flip-flop 400 and 401 because we wanted to have all four of us on for the celebratory episode. So we're just doing things a little bit out of order. So yeah, that's why we switched things around. So the number is correct on there. We're just being weirdos for some reason. So anyway,
Because we can.
yeah, because
It's just numbering. We're in charge. I'm sure if
Yeah.
you counted all of the episodes, we'd be at over 400 anyway.
Oh yeah, if you did like all the Patreon episodes
Or the E3 ones and stuff, the specials.
Oh yeah, I forgot because like we did like 5 episodes a week during E3. Didn't really number those.
Yeah, E3 RIP.
Yeah. Although E3 season, it sure does feel like E3 season a lot. Like the
Sure,
the
yeah,
announcements that are coming in fast and furious now.
But I'm not walking around a convention floor having fun.
I know. I want to do it again. Anyway,
Maybe
Zach,
next year.
You've been gone for a little while. Why don't you tell us what you've been catching up on?
It's funny. I have been away for a while, but I really haven't played too much. I've been playing this phone game called Dislight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure, Scott, you've had to have gotten press releases for this thing. I feel like they were,
Yeah, I was getting about 2 or 3 a week.
yeah, they were going pretty hard. But I checked it out, and it's pretty cool. It's one of those dime a dozen gotcha character collecting RPGs
Mhm.
that are on phones, but it's fun. It's very hip hop themed. It feels like it has real jet set radio energy to it.
That will sell a lot of people.
It's very colorful, very fun. But I mean, in terms of the game itself, it is very simple turn-based RPG, like any of these are. But I've been enjoying it just based on its musical aesthetic, where characters are you're getting stat boosts by somebody rocking out doing a guitar solo kind of thing.
Oh, that's cool.
It's just a fun spin on it.
Okay.
Nothing too exciting. I did the big end of season Fortnite event.
How'd that go?
So that's how deep I am into Fortnite now.
I was gonna say, I'm still kind of blown away.
Get rid of build mode and Zach's all in.
I always said it would be fun without the building, and gosh darn it, I was correct. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was in a giant mech shooting asteroids, and then I blasted through space to a planet surface, and then we had this giant Power Rangers sword. There's a lot going on. And
Wait,
Darth Vader showed up for a minute.
Darth Vader.
Yeah. This is
Power
Fortnite's a weird thing.
Rangers.
The Power Rangers is cool. There was like in the menu for a week, they were building this robot in the background of the menu, and then you got to pilot the menu, but then there's 4 battle stations, where you connect, and it was weird. And it was 15 minutes. It's insane to see what Epic does for what amounts to 15 minutes of content. Because it was also like Gears of War for a little bit, where like it was this linear shooter.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, so they're doing some wild stuff over there, man. When you got infinite money, I guess you can do some weird stuff.
I was gonna say, isn't it fair to say that Fortnite is still like the biggest video game right now?
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's nothing larger, right?
Right, isn't it it's that, Roblox, Minecraft, and GTA 5, right? Those are the
Yeah.
staples.
I mean, kids are always asking for V-Bucks for their birthdays and Christmas and all that to spend in Fortnite.
Absolutely. And every time there's a new show, they show up in Fortnite now.
It's true.
Very true.
Even Master Cheeks himself.
Did you say Master Cheeks?
He did.
Yeah. Because of his nudity on the show.
I haven't seen the show, but people were circulating that picture, so I have seen it.
Scott, you haven't seen the Master Cheeks?
No, I actually have not watched past the first episode. First episode of that show.
That's right. I couldn't even get that far.
Oh, you didn't even finish the first episode?
No.
I enjoyed it for what like the action I enjoyed, but I just really wasn't caring about the story too much.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's also very divisive. Like people either really love it or they just, this is the worst thing ever. And
Well, I think as with many adaptations, it seems like the less you care about the source material, the more you enjoy the show.
right.
That's true.
Right. I mean, there was a lot of fan service in that first episode. Just like the sounds and the look of Master Chief was really good.
Right, but I didn't need Master Chief to have sex. Call me old fashioned.
Yeah.
I'd be the
But
same way if I watched that episode, which I haven't.
Well, plus, like, and I don't want to ruin the story, but I mean, wasn't there always like a not like a sexual love, but wasn't there a love between him and Cortana?
Oh, without
Like
question, especially in Halo
Yeah.
4 to Infinite.
Right. And am I reading this correctly? Because I never know whether or not I can trust Twitter. But isn't she like watching or something?
Yeah, they totally cut Cortana.
Yeah.
Ugh.
She
Kinda
just
crazy, but-
She watches on longingly as Master
Yeah.
Cheeks gets it on with the Covenant soldier.
I'll never
Master.
be able to refer to him to anything else now besides
Yeah,
Master
seriously.
Chief.
Well, that's how I'm differentiating the timelines. We have Master Chief, and that's the real one in the games and movies and cartoons. And we got Master Cheeks, this weirdo on TV.
Between you and CB and, cutie booty delivery duty.
Hey, that's a real game. That's a real game of the year contender.
Oh, my goodness. Anyway, as for me, I played some more Tiny Tina's Wonderland, which, Zach, you weren't here when I actually talked about that, but the more I play this game, the more I know you would absolutely hate it.
Yeah, I think you mentioned. I think I listened to the episode. I think you mentioned that I would absolutely hate the game.
Yeah. And it's too bad because they do some fun stuff with converting it to a D&D world, but the voice acting and stuff is just really cringeworthy. I mean,
Even
I like
for you.
Yeah, and I like Tiny Tina, but I think I like Tiny Tina in small doses. And granted, you don't get a whole lot of her, but everybody speaks in a way that you would expect a character like Tiny Tina to have them portrayed if she were DMing. You know what I mean?
Right. I guess that makes sense, though, right?
It does. It makes sense, and I don't know. I'm not that far into it, and I'm kind of bored of the formula, and that's coming from a Borderlands guy. But it's also weird. I can't decide if I like it or not, but like it's this medieval setting, as most D&D stuff is. Wielding magic, but I've also got an assault rifle and a sniper rifle.
I think that sounds like that concept sounds fun.
Yeah, and it is. It's just it's also off-putting at first. Like I'm getting chased by a skeleton with a with a pistol, which where else have we done that before? So it's something new, but I don't know. It's a lot of complexities going on, and I find myself spending a lot of time, at the kiosks, like swapping out weapons and stuff, and I just want to go. I just want to go out and shoot stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know. The weapons just feel, or maybe it's the enemies. The enemies feel a lot more spongier than they did in previous ones. I don't feel like I'm doing as much. Like how you shoot something and you just feel like you're hitting it.
Yeah.
I don't get that as much.
Yeah. I was gonna say, or conversely, you feel like you're just shooting the sponge, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm playing it because I'm playing it with one of my students. He is reward for finishing some assignments and stuff. He hits me up on Discord and wants to play. So
his
That's a
parents
cool reward.
His parents' reward to him is having to spend more time with his teacher.
Well, he keeps bugging me about it at school. He's like, when are we gonna play again? When are you gonna finish your homework, dude?
That's
And
cool.
he
You
did, so.
sound like the cool teacher.
Well, and the other kids are like, well, when do we get to play? Come on in, hop in. I'm like, I don't have a console. Don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah, that's gonna be a roadblock for you. I'm sorry to say. But
yeah, if you don't have a console, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm not gonna buy you a console.
Your students are gonna start hitting you up. Got room?
Yeah, right. Well, I thought about doing something because isn't Rocket League free to play now?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I believe so.
It's free to play and it's cross play. So like any kid that's on PS4, Xbox, PS5, PC, Switch, no matter what they're on, just download it. We can all play. Like that probably would be a fun thing to do. Like
you guys could all play Evil Dead the game.
Yeah,
Scar the children.
Would be all for me doing that. Yeah. I get in trouble enough as it is, like sharing music with them. Like we make a spreadsheet at school that has like I put 3 songs on there that I like, and then I let the kids add songs, like YouTube links that they can share, because I let kids listen to music while they're doing their work. And I like heavier stuff, so I share them heavier stuff, and I'm waiting for a complaint from a parent. Obviously, I don't do anything with questionable lyrics, but I showed him a metal band where this woman, I don't know if you're familiar with the band Ginger, spelled Jinjer. It's a female lead singer, and there's a song called Pisces. Just check out the first minute 15 of that song. She's got a very, beautiful voice, and then when it kicks in and she turns metal, you will not believe the sound that comes out of this woman. And she's she's not a large woman. She's pretty small, and it's impressive, the sound that comes. So I'm showing this song to my students, and just the look of horror on their face when it kicks in is great. It's just pretty funny. So
my middle school English teacher lent me an animated movie that had boobies in it. So I think you're safe.
Oh
yeah,
wow.
but yeah, I get it, but
I'm just saying, kids don't narc, man. Kids ain't gonna narc.
You'd be surprised. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the week's news. Big news this week. First off, we got a gameplay trailer, and a combat trailer for Sonic Frontiers. We mentioned it last week with a teaser, but we actually got to see some of the gameplay now. Also, Madden 23's cover has been officially revealed. We've got PlayStation Plus freebies for the month of June, and the new Dragon Age game has an official title. Zach, you've been gone the longest. Which story would you like to talk about?
Well, I guess Sonic debuted, man. That's pretty cool. I like Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
I say I've never had a bad time with a Sonic game. I thought that first gameplay debut I liked a lot. I thought it was hilarious. They were doing the liked piano music thing, like trying to set a mood. I'm like, dude, it's a blue hedgehog going on bouncing pads.
Yeah,
it's not setting the mood that you think it is. But I generally liked. I mean, the idea of an open world Sonic game, I don't hate. I do hate that every game has to be open world.
Mm-hmm.
But a character who runs super fast seems like he'd be at home in an open world setting. And I liked what I saw. I like that it's goofy looking, right? Like you just see rails flying out into the sky and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It looks absurd, which I appreciate. The combat trailer was rough, but it's not. I've never come to Sonic 4 combat before.
No, I'll admit I wasn't too impressed with the combat. It just looked like whatever.
Well, it's weird. It's like you run around a guy and then he pops in the air and then you just kick him a bunch. I don't know. It looked goofy.
Well, that seemed more interesting than just the pile of balloons or whatever that it was just hitting over and over and over and over again.
Yeah,
that didn't look too fun. That seems like a game that I wanted, that it's going to be all about traversal than anything.
Just embrace.
I want to go do those rails and stuff that I'm seeing in the sky. Like, to me, when I first saw this, it reminded me of Bowser's Fury, which is a game that you and I both really liked a lot, where you could just go and then the level is just there. You don't actually go into a painting or anything. You just do it.
Right. And the best thing about Bowser's Fury was that it was so contained of an area as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it was open but not overwhelming.
Right. And who knows how large this world is. I imagine this is going to be larger than Bowser's Fury just because speed is a thing, right?
Right. Makes sense.
Alyssa, how are you feeling about Sonic Frontiers?
I mean, I haven't really played any Sonic games besides the first one.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I'm just gonna wait and see what people say about it, and I might dip my toe into this one. If
It's funny
positive.
you say that because it feels very divisive, at least on Twitter.
I feel like Kevin's disappointed in me right now, by the way, saying I've only played the first Sonic game. I'm sorry, Kevin.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. He'll probably cuss you out like he does me all the time.
Don't cuss me out, Kevin, please.
No, Kevin, it's 2022. You got to put these two on an even playing field.
I finished a Sonic game, thank you very much. And I have
I'm
a second
saying he's
one
got to cuss both of you. That's what I'm saying. Equality.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand why people are like angry with this and like demanding that. I don't even know who's developing it. Who's developing it?
Sonic Team.
Is it Sonic Team? Okay. They're demanding them to, delay it and go fix it and all this kind of stuff. And it's almost like they're saying, hey, we got this to work with the Sonic movie. We made them like redesign the entire character. So if we complain enough, they'll just go make this until it's exactly what we want it to be.
Now I will say it was weird that you can like see pop in and it's it looks like a game that's in development. But honestly, I appreciate that with all of the constant, screams of downgrading, like Cyberpunk doesn't look like it was, or Watch Dogs being the most famous one. Like, isn't it nice a developer is not trying to trick you for once?
Yeah, not trying to oversell you on anything.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of appreciate it. Mm-hmm. And also, I don't know, like, what did people expect? Like a Sonic game with hub like towns and stuff?
Yeah, I don't know what people. I don't know what people want. I think that even if they made what people want, they would still complain about it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Sonic always has an uphill battle.
No pun intended.
I don't think so.
I took the pun.
So yeah, as a guy that's only finished one Sonic game, it's a series I've always appreciated, but I've never took a deep dive into it just because I was never any good at it. And like even playing Sonic 1, which I talked about on a Patreon episode with Kevin, my frustration playing that game is I wanted to just get out and run. You know what I mean? And every time I finally got speed and momentum up because I don't have the levels memorized, I hit a wall or hit an enemy and lose all that momentum. An open world seems like a great place to get up that speed and do what I want to do in a Sonic game. So I'm excited. And like I said, I really hope that they do the thing where that stuff that we're seeing in the distance and the skies with the rails and everything. I hope that that's actually something you can go to. Pulling a Breath of the Wild thing. See that thing in the distance?
Right.
You can actually go there.
The Skyrim. You see that mountain?
Yeah. I hope that's the case. And to me, that's what I want to play this game for are those things. Like when he did the bumpers or whatever that make him fly, and that's what everybody's complaining about. It's just automated. That feels cool still.
I mean, that's also Sonic.
Right.
Right. And it has been since the Genesis. So I think those people, you just have to admit to yourself that you just don't like Sonic. Mm-hmm. And that's okay.
Yeah. Play something else.
Right. There's 1,000 games coming out every month.
Yeah. Very true. Alyssa, what about you? What story would you like to talk about?
I am a huge fan of the Dragon Age franchise, so getting the subheading?
Trapezoid.
Trapezoid?
The trapezoid for Dragon Age Dreadwolf sounds cool, and apparently it sounds like it's going to be centered around Solus.
Is that a character that I should be familiar with?
He is an elf, and he's a pretty cool character.
Okay.
So there still hasn't been any, really gameplay or anything like that. But yes. I'm hoping for great things because I loved Inquisition, the last game. So I'm hoping this expands on that and goes in a great direction.
Yeah, Zach, you were going to say something?
I was just going to say I do not envy the marketing efforts for this game because Solus himself is practically a spoiler.
That's true. Yeah.
So I question how they'll get around that, but I'm a big Dragon Age feller as well. I got my World of Thetases and stuff. And I did not care for Inquisition as much as the other two, but I did like the story within it, and I liked Solus, and I like what happens with him So I'm excited for this game. I am questioning what the hell is taking so long.
Yeah, it has been a lengthy development process.
Yeah, because Inquisition came out in one game of the year 2014. You know, like
I didn't realize it'd been that long.
That is a long time. That game was on PS3.
Holy cow!
I don't remember playing it on PS3, but I had to. Or
no, it was on
360.
It was on both PS3 and PS4.
I think I played it on 360, maybe.
Okay, well, yeah, it was a cross-gen game, but it's been that long. You know, we're about to make our move to the next console generation without a Dragon Age. But I hope it's good. I think it's funny that I feel like this is the 14th time they've announced this game,
and we've seen nothing. We've seen a logo now,
right?
Like,
they did one of their weird EA like inside the studio things where you just saw them painting character models or whatever.
Right.
But that's as much as we've seen of it, and Inquisition ends on a pretty hefty cliffhanger that none of the books have followed up on. So, yeah, this story will have been almost 10 years coming by the time we get it.
Crazy. I hope it's good too. I mean, I'm a little jaded just because I'm not a fan. I don't think BioWare games are for me officially. I've tried. I just don't think that, and it's not a game problem. It's just a me problem. But I hope it satisfies everybody. But on the same token, BioWare says that you won't have to have played the previous games to enjoy this title. So I don't know what that means with the cliffhanger.
I call major bull on that.
Yeah.
There's no way. I mean, I guess Inquisition was a lot of people's entry point, and I would have also said that was not the best on board. So maybe I'm just jaded because I have played the other ones. But I don't see how you could do Dreadwolf. I don't know how you can make a game about the Dreadwolf, considering the last game was about setting him up.
Right.
So it's just kind of, it seems like it'd be a weird jumping on point. Maybe they'll do one of those little comics that they did for Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, they might do a recap at the beginning of the game.
Yeah. I wonder how they'll carry your saves forward.
That is interesting.
That'd be cool.
I don't know what that means.
I haven't played the game. Because all of the Dragon Ages, you could import your save from the Dragon Age before it, so that way, you know, if a character is alive, they might show up, or if a character is dead, then they can't show up in the subsequent games. Like, not unlike Mass Effect, of course, but it's more about Dragon Age. It more colors the world and has direct connections.
Gotcha. Dragon Age Dreadwolf. I want to mention just briefly the cover for Madden 23. Even though I haven't played a Madden game in forever, I thought it was kind of cool that they made the official announcement that Madden himself will be on the cover for the first time since 2000. I didn't realize it had been that long since he had actually been on the cover of his own games. I assume this is obviously in response to his passing on December 28th, 2021. There's going to be 3 different covers for each of the different editions. One of them is going to be the infamous, I believe it was 1971 Super Bowl shot of him when he coached the Raiders. It's just a classy move. I mean, you just think about it. After his passing, putting any other player in there just seems wrong.
Yeah.
So
it's simultaneously classy and a great marketing move.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah. Hopefully the game is good. So
I'm sure it'll be remarkably similar to the last one.
Probably. I haven't played Madden in so long. It would be interesting to go back now and see if it does feel different.
I think the last one I played was Madden 13. So
13.
Yeah, so it'd probably be a very different game for me.
10 years ago. That'd be a fun experiment, actually, dude.
Hop back in.
I've never played a Madden game.
Yeah, they're a little more complicated than NFL Blitz, which was my jam. So, anyway, well, I want to remind everybody that we are an independently funded podcast, which means that we do pay for our podcast hosting services and website all on our own, but we have a Patreon set up so that you can contribute monthly to help offset those costs, as well as help us do some giveaways with the community. So we've got at patreon.com/thegocast. If you contribute at the $3 a month level, you'll get 1 bonus episode each month. And if you contribute at the $5 a month level, then you get 2 bonus episodes. And the month of May, we had 2 episodes, both involving Sonic. It seemed like a good time for that, actually. Kevin stopped by to do a spoiler cast on Sonic 2. That was with CB and Zach, and it all kind of turned into a legacy episode as well. And then Kevin came by also to do our version of Break the Seal called Trade Off, where he dared me to play a Sonic game, I dared him to play a Zelda game, and we discussed our reactions to playing those for the first times. Also, we got some new episodes coming up. Zach and I are going to sit down and do a Break the Seal on Max Payne 1 and 2, which I have been playing. And also, Kevin threw down another challenge for me. He's going to be playing Link's Awakening, the Switch version. And I'm supposed to actually picked up a copy of Sonic Generations, which is a game I've obviously never played. So we're going to do another Zelda versus Sonic in the near future. But if any of those sound interesting to you and you'd like to help us out, head over to patreon.com/thegocast. We would appreciate the help. Let's go ahead now and jump into the games that we've been playing. All right, Zach, anything new coming on the horizon that we should be interested in?
Sure. We got Spellforce 3 Reforce, a CRPG coming to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, and Xbox One June 7th. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, makes its way to Switch June 8th. I wouldn't rush out to buy that yet because they announced that the restored content mod, which is a fan effort to finish the game since it shipped incomplete pretty much, is coming.
Really?
Yeah. So famously, KOTOR 2 at the end kind of rushes to a conclusion and skips over like an entire planet that's in the game's files. But fans over the years put it back in there, including like all the voice lines and stuff that was cut, because like all the stuff was in the game's files, it just wasn't finished. So people put it back together, made the game complete, and even Obsidian says like if you buy it on PC, you should absolutely download this mod because it's closer to the game they actually wanted to make. But unbelievably, Aspyr is somehow taking this mod and they're going to make it DLC for KOTOR 2 on the Switch.
That's cool.
That is cool.
It seems like a Herculean effort. I've never heard of anything like that.
Me either.
And I don't know how it works out. I don't know how the modders get compensated, or if the DLC will be charged for, or if it'll be free or whatever. But they did say it's coming, so I would hold off, is what I'm saying, until that comes, because that sounds rad.
It does.
I will be absolutely playing that when that happens. Pro Cycling Manager 2022 comes to PC June 9th, and as always, it's accompanied by Tour de France 2022 coming to
CB's favorite game franchise.
That's CB's annual love, coming to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, Xbox One, and PC June 9th.
Is it weird to anybody else that we've got not 1 but 2 games based on cycling?
Oh, I watched those trailers back to back. I'm like, this is the same game.
I think the Pro Cycling Manager uses watch, right? It's not even.
I mean, management games are, you just kind of like manage your team. You don't even actually control.
It's the cycling sim without the cycling. Yeah, you think those could be combined into one game with different modes, but hey, who am I to judge? If you can pull it off, make that money.
Yeah.
Speaking of making money, Demon Slayer, the hottest manga of all time, comes to Switch with Demon Slayer, the Hinokami Chronicles. Coming to June 10th. I played that one on PS4 last year, I want to say. And it was really fun.
Okay.
Mario Strikers Battle League comes to Switch June 10th. That's the next Mario soccer game. Metal Max Xeno Reborn is a re-release of Metal Max Xeno, coming to PS4, Switch, and PC June 10th. That is JRPG Mad Max. Mm-hmm. And then The Quarry, the next game from, oh boy, I blanked on their name. Famous developer.
Yes, I blanked on it as well. It's the ones that did...
the Dark Fisher's Anthology. Supermassive?
Supermassive, yeah.
Supermassive. The next game from story developer Supermassive that we could not remember the name of. The Quarry comes to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, Xbox One, and PC June 10th. Unlike the Dark Fisher's Anthology, this will be a full-price release. And because it's 2K, if you want to play on PS5 or Xbox Series consoles, it's going to cost you $10 more than the other stuff.
It makes me angry.
Me too.
I am stoked for Mario Strikers Battle League. I actually will be playing that one. My buddy Chris from our team, Chris Owens, is picking it up, and we're going to get together and play that together. So I know I'll be playing that for sure. But the Quarry, it's hard to not get excited about anything that comes from those guys. And I say that, and I didn't play the last anthology game, so I'm a little bit of a hypocrite there. But
yeah, that was my thing. I was feeling excited for the Quarry, but I was like, why? I haven't played any of the Dark Pictures games, so obviously I do not have the pressing desire I think I do.
I played Band of Medan. That was the first one, right?
Yeah, I played that one as well. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. No, I did play that in co-op.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to play House of Ashes. That looks cooler than the Quarry, so I should just get that.
It's probably cheaper.
No doubt.
I'm sure, yeah.
Obviously cheaper.
Yeah. I think for me on this list it would be KOTOR 2, but I'm gonna hold off. So I guess it'll just be more Fortnite for me.
I'm looking forward to The Quarry because I loved it Until Dawn. I played their other game, Hidden Agenda, which I feel like no one else played.
Oh yeah, that had
Oh, you did? That was fun.
Oh, that had Black
great.
Canary from Arrow.
Yeah, Katie Cassidy.
Katie Cassidy, absolutely, yeah.
You played it with your phone.
Yes,
on
yeah.
your
You
PS4.
had to download the PlayLink app.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, what a throwback.
And I was hoping we'd get more stuff like that. Because like it's so easy to get a group of people to play something like that.
I was
You just
able
have
to
to have
play
your
that with
phone.
my dad just because he doesn't know how to use a controller, but he can use his cell phone.
Yeah.
Holy crap, man! I
I
forgot
want
about
to play it again now.
That game's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna download that. If PlayLink is still available, I don't know if that's the case.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, so who's been playing Diablo Immortal?
I have, actually.
I have not yet.
I certainly downloaded it.
That's all you did?
Yeah, that's as far as I got.
Yeah, I downloaded it. I have not played a ton. I basically played through like the first area until you know, meet Deckard Cain, which I feel like that.
So I guess
just
this takes place.
happen.
This takes place for Diablo 3 then.
Right. So, and it just here's the thing with Diablo Immortal that just like blows my mind. I'm playing this game on my phone. Like, guys, it looks like Diablo 3. Like, it really does.
So from announcement, Diablo always made sense on phone for me.
Yeah.
I understand why that guy was funny when he asked her about the out of season April Fool's joke. And I thought Blizzard was even funnier when they're like, well, you don't have phones?
Yeah, you don't have phones?
But Diablo, it just makes sense on mobile.
It does. And it's surprisingly easy to control. I mean, even though I'm not a big fan of the games where you have like a fake joystick that you kind of move around, and then you've got all your commands are in the bottom right-hand corner. So your normal attack and like 4 magic spells are in kind of like an arc over that button. And then like if you want to pick up items, then another icon pops up like just off to the outside of that half circle that you have to press to pick up items. Gold picks up automatically, but I feel like the game is roping me in very early, like to whet my appetite, because I'm just getting everything that I pick up as an upgrade, a significant upgrade. You know, that's kind of how Diablo games are, right?
That's how they operate, yeah.
But so I played for about a half an hour before we recorded. I'm already at level 11.
Oh, wow.
That seems pretty quick, doesn't it?
It does. For 30 minutes?
Yeah. Like 30 minutes I played of this game and I was at level 11. So I feel like, but that's part of the gotcha mentality of these games, because it's a free download, right? It doesn't cost anything to download this game and play it, that there's going to be some inevitable microtransactions, which I haven't seen yet. I poked around and found a shop where you can purchase these gems that, you know, you can use in shops to get more equipment and stuff like that. But I mean, obviously in the short amount of time that I put into it, I haven't had a need to do anything. I did find out, I got an email from Backbone. Remember when I bought my Backbone controller?
Yeah.
To, you know, hook up my phone to, where like if I, you know, log in through their app or whatever, I get $10 in currency, just, you know, for being a Backbone subscriber. Because I'm like you know, when you get a Backbone controller, there's also a subscription that you get for a year. It comes with the controller, and then you have to, you know, re-up if you want to re-up the next year. So I've got the alert on my phone that says cancel the subscription, 1 year from whatever the day was. I don't remember, but it's going to pop up on my phone. So anyway, I'll have $10 to play with just to try it out, but I haven't, like I said, I haven't had a need for it. And I really, as much as I'm not having a problem with the touch controls, I really want to play this with the backbone controller. Because I never played Diablo on PC for very long. I picked up Diablo 3 for my MacBook and played it there, but then when it came to console, I was like, I'm just going to play with the controller and get my Xbox achievements. So the hundreds of hours I've put into Diablo 3 have been with a controller, so that's going to feel more natural to me. But I'm surprised that I'm not having a whole lot of trouble with the touch controls. Granted, it's Diablo, it's not Mega Man. I don't know if
I was gonna say, I don't want to like insult any Diablo diehards, but because I do like Diablo, but it's pretty much the simplest combat of any game I've played. Like you just whack the enemy until the meter resets and you press the button.
Right.
So
even just the couple bosses that I fought in my, trip to level 11, I'm still doing some dodging, you know what I mean? Just like repositioning to get out of the way of an area of effect spell or whatever, getting behind the enemy, and it takes some getting used to with a touchpad. I just would feel more at home with a controller. But the problem I've got with the backbone, and I talked about this when I first got it, was I have to take my phone out of its case in order to be able to get it to fit into the backbone controller. So, it's first world problem for sure.
That is an unsolvable design problem on their end.
Yeah, because you can't have, every phone design or case or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless like you included one with the backbone. But then again, how many different iPhones or Androids are there? You know what I mean? There's not going to be a universal case. So, but I'm impressed with this, man. It feels like a legit Diablo game. It does not just feel like a mobile ripoff. I will say the gear feels a little bit more simplified. Like I remember playing Diablo 3 and poring over some of those numbers, trying to understand what the numbers meant and what what stats are on this piece of equipment. It feels like they've simplified that. And the other thing that I noticed that I kind of miss is destructible stuff in the environments, which was a big thing for me when I was playing Diablo 3. Like I'd tear down everything just looking for gold. And I don't know if that's just a hardware limitation, with it being on mobile, but I do know this game is also on PC. So,
I'm sure.
But yeah,
I'm sure that helps
that you can break.
Easily optimize it for every phone, right? Not having to worry about a complicated physics engine.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I assumed that's what it was. So, but I'm enjoying it. But the thing is with a Diablo game is I enjoyed playing Diablo games when I was playing with somebody. Like that it was a very social game for me. I can do that, but I haven't yet because I just wanted to try it out so I could talk about it here. But as soon as I got to the village and met Deckard and he sent me on a mission to kill some cultists and I got back, all of a sudden my world was populated with players. Like I was seeing players running around in my town. So I feel like that's different than it was in Diablo 3, where I just had to create a lobby. But now I could in essence matchmake with people, which I don't remember if that was a thing in previous games. Remember, I didn't play Diablo 2 or Diablo 1, so
yeah, my memories say that happened to Diablo 2, but I was also a child, so I wouldn't really trust the memories.
Right.
I know I was always playing with people I knew, so it was probably just them running around town.
Yeah, and it's I feel like I would have the same experience. Like I could just sit and carry on in conversation while playing this game with somebody because, they can put all the work into the lore and the story and the voice acting and stuff, which this voice acting is quality. I don't really care about the story of Diablo. I'm sorry. I know that may piss off a lot of people, but like I just really don't care. I just want to go fight whatever enemies I can and get whatever loot I can find. It's very satisfying. They use the same color scheme, for rarity. So I feel like I'm going back into a new version of Diablo 3, and I mean that in a good way. and it's on my phone. I could pull this out anywhere and play Diablo. It's just nuts to me. I mean, I know that Xbox has the xCloud and stuff like that, and I can play all these games on my phone using that service. But this is impressive. Like, if I could go back and show 10 years ago this game to myself and be like, you're going to play this on your phone in 10 years, it would have blown my mind.
Oh, yeah.
So it's crazy where we are at this point, that I'm playing a game this high quality on the thing that I call from. So, Diablo Immortal.
I'll definitely download it and play it.
Let me know what you think, and maybe we can play together, because I want to see what the multiplayer is like. And we could probably hit up on Discord.
If you guys are playing, then I gotta play too.
Yeah, you gotta play with us.
Let's do it.
Yeah, can I play as do they have sexy demon hunters?
I can't be the sexy demon hunters.
Why can't we both be
the
sexy demon hunters?
If we can both be, then that's okay.
What are the classes, Scott?
I mean, you got your typical barbarian. I feel like most of them are the ones that I recognize them from before. I played as a crusader, which was, I believe, a DLC character in Diablo 3. I don't think that was an original one, or not necessarily like a paid DLC, but like they added it later. Mm-hmm. Necromancer is in there.
Yeah, buddy.
I was surprised there wasn't a ranged character. Like I feel like there was a. I mean, the wizard is going to be ranged, casting magic, right? But there wasn't like an archer type character, is what I was getting at, which is what I usually go for. But
maybe it's because of the mobile and having kind of twin stick limitations.
Maybe. But yeah, pleasantly surprised by what this game did. So, Zach, you have been playing what's this game called? MultiVersus.
Yeah.
Sounds cool to me.
I participated in the closed alpha.
Okay.
About a week or two ago. It is Smash Brothers with Warner Brothers characters. So you have your Looney Tunes, your DC characters. Arya Stark is in there for some reason, just bringing some real R-rated heat to the proceedings. But yeah, it's Smash Brothers.
Sure. I mean, I didn't see any gameplay. The trailer that I found was just, purely like animated. It starts out with Batman,
mm-hmm.
and then Bugs Bunny shows up, and it's just a very bizarre trailer. But yeah, it just seems like Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I mean,
Shaggy. I think
Shaggy. He goes Super Saiyan or whatever.
Yeah,
bringing the internet meme to life. But yeah, I mean, it is hard in this day and age where everybody just makes a genre. Every game is just somebody's version of some other popular game. You really do have to just like, all right, I guess what's the setting then? And this is fun trappings. It's cool that the characters interacting is not just the cinematic. It is like they actually do banter during the match and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
It is cool.
It is cool, and you have the actual voice actors like Tara Strong is Harley or Kevin Conroy is Batman. They're doing the work, is what I'm saying. But in turn,
I like it.
Yeah, and it is fun. It is closer to Smash Brothers in terms of competence and quality than most of the knockoffs you get. Whether like I remember TMNT had a pretty lousy platform fighter back in the day. It's more fun than PlayStation All-Stars, probably.
I know Nickelodeon had one that came out not too long ago also.
Yeah, and it's on the PS Plus month's offerings for next month, actually.
I was just going to say, isn't that one free now?
almost as a direct FU, I assume. Because this has Cartoon Network's characters, direct competition of Nickelodeon.
I do remember seeing Adventure Time characters in the trailer.
Yes, that is horrifying. I wish they weren't there. Those things freak me out. But
do they make bacon pancakes?
Is this an Adventure Time reference?
It is.
But unlike Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, which does not have the characters talking, this does, and I think that goes a long way. and it has all the battle pass trappings of every other free to play game, and everything is customizable. Even when you knock somebody out of the ring, you can customize the special effect that happens. Somewhere on the battle pass, you can knock people out of the ring, and oh god, what's his name? The pig from Looney Tunes, Porky the Pig.
Porky
the Pig. He'll say, "That's all, folks," when you kill somebody, and that's kind of fun. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to know what to say. It is Smash Brothers. It is a platform fighter. It has more of a focus on like characters have classes, and it really wants you to play 2v2 where you're like working with somebody. Because there'll be.
But you only have one fighter on the screen at a time, right? Or is it a tag type thing?
No, so I mean, it's 4 players at once, all on the stage. But Smash Bros. Is so hectic that the idea of trying to use cooperative moves of like buffs and stuff is it's difficult for me to wrap my head around.
That is interesting.
Yeah, it was a weird way to go, but I think the game is fun. I want to play more of it when it actually all the way releases. For instance,
nice. When does it release?
Summer. I want to say maybe July.
Oh, my birthday month.
Oh, really? When's your birthday?
July 30th.
Okay, that's nice.
I just had to throw that out there because, I need the attention.
Right, yeah. Be sure to drop a P.O. box in the show notes as well.
All right, so that is MultiVersus. I actually kind of want to try that one out. You said it's going to be a free-to-play?
Yeah, it's free-to-play. It's cross-play. It's on every device known to man, I feel like. So I think, they're really going wide on this one.
Is the combat, and I don't mean this to sound negative, but is the combat, have the simple way to do combat, like you're not doing like insane button presses, it's just like up and something, down and something, you know what I mean?
Yep. So I mean, so you have your standard attack, which you can do to like a short 4-hit combo where you just mash the button. But yeah, all of your specials are, pressing it's a triangle button or the Y button and then a direction. And then that's how you do it. Just like nice. Smash Brothers. They're definitely like Smash Brothers. Wearing the inspiration on the sleeve, but this one has characters I care about more with the DC.
Got it. All right, well, that's the new games that we've been playing. Want to remind everybody about where you can follow The Gaming Outsider. If you get a chance, head over to facebook.com/groups/the GoCast. We've got an awesome community over there. Also, our Discord. There's a link for that in the show notes of this episode. If you click on it, it will send you an invite, and you'll be able to join the community over there. Also, drop us a review if you get a chance. We really want to get this show in more people's ears, and those reviews, especially positive ones, help us get the word out, and we do appreciate it. And lastly, our website, thegamingoutsider.com. That's where you'll find all of all the episodes and all of our written content as well. So do us a favor, head over there and check it out. It is thegamingoutsider.com. With that, let's go ahead and jump into our From the Outside In topic. The biggest news story from the week was definitely Sony's State of Play presentation from a couple days ago. We obviously did not talk about it during our news segment because we wanted to make it the topic of the week. We decided to dedicate the entire topic to just that, as there were quite a few reveals shown. I want to get our reactions as well as our listeners, so let's go ahead and jump right in. I think this list is short enough that we can just kind of go through them one by one. Some we won't have much to say, but kicking things off right off the bat, and we knew this was coming, but didn't know if it was coming this week or not. The announcement for Resident Evil 4 Remake, which is going to be, is this PS5 exclusive, or is it going to be coming to Xbox as well?
I didn't see, but I mean, it is current gen exclusive.
Current gen exclusive, so it will not be on PS4. It will not be on.
I feel very confident that it will come to Xbox.
I do too.
Yeah, I feel it would.
Releases March 24th, 2023. Zach, I know you were a huge fan of Resident Evil 4. How are you feeling about the remake on this one? How does it look? Yeah,
you and I definitely differ in our feelings for a need of a Resident Evil 4 remake. But, I mean, it looked fine. We didn't really see a lot of action. It's
just moodiness.
A lot of moodiness, a lot of day changing to night changing to day in scenes for some reason. I don't know why that choice was made. I'm sure we'll never know.
Wasn't it all daytime?
It all. So it started a day during the village, but it basically took a course. Took course over the one evening, and as you progress through the game, it would get like progressively darker further into night, and then eventually, when you jet skied away with the president's daughter, spoilers, Leon lives. It was the sun was rising, so it's nice. But I don't know why they flipped that. It's feels like a meaningless distinction. Anyway, yeah, it looks fine. It's the worst kept secret in the games industry, so I'm happy they finally announced it. Mm-hmm. You know, we based on the quality of Resident Evil 2 and 3's remakes, I'm sure this will be great. You know, I hope it's more 2 than 3 in terms of content. I hope they don't cut stuff out.
Right.
And I really hope they keep the atmosphere and the tone, because I feel like there's a good kind of foggy melancholy to Resident Evil 4 that I hope is preserved. But I think with higher fidelity graphics, you'll have the temptation to make things look too clean, and I hope they don't go too far in that direction with this game in particular. And also, I bet it gets delayed.
You think so?
No, I trust no release date anymore. 90% would be my estimate of games that get announced past their initial date.
Has Capcom done that, though?
I'm sure.
Capcom's been pretty consistent, haven't they?
I don't know.
I feel like they have been pretty consistent.
Yeah, I feel like that they'll hit that date.
I guess it is the end of a fiscal quarter, so it's probably pretty dependent on their finances that even if it's not done, release it anyway.
Probably. They can always patch it in post, right?
Sure, yeah, that's what we do now.
Yeah, that's the standard now.
Alyssa, what do you think of it?
I'm really excited because I never got the chance to play Resident Evil 4, and it's one of the only Resident Evil games I have not played. I know the remakes.
I've got good news for you, Alyssa. It's on every console. You can play it right now.
Yeah. Go play it right now. It's like $5.
I should get it. But, I mean, I liked Resident Evil 2 remake. I had a good time with Resident Evil 3 remake. There we go. I just made up a new word. 3 remake. But I really hope this follows more in line with 2 remake. But I am looking forward to this a lot because I'd like to experience the story. I know it's going to be different than the original, but... And the trailer looked beautiful.
I agree. I mean, here's my thing, and I'm with both of you that I want it to be more like 2 was. Granted, I have such better memories of Resident Evil 2 than I did Resident Evil 3. Probably because I played it just over and over and over again. But looking back at Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes, I played through 3 once, really enjoyed it, but I haven't really thought about it much since then.
That's the same way with me, yeah.
But I still go back and think about Resident Evil 2. I hope Resident Evil 4 has that lingering sensation that I did with Resident Evil 2. There are definitely some iconic moments in Resident Evil 4. I mean, the troll fight was pretty cool. I don't want to spoil anything for you, Alyssa, but there's a fight in a lake that was pretty cool. Zach knows what I'm talking about. There was a fight in a building where you fought a guy that was swinging around. Those are things that I really hope that they keep in there, and that they can still make fun with the modern sensibilities.
See, the thing, like Resident Evil 4 in my brain is you just update the controls and the game's ready to go.
I will say,
but that's a big thing.
No, I
will say. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Alyssa, please.
I was going to say I've heard things about the president's daughter that Leon is with that aren't very pleasant.
Oh, Sherry?
Yeah.
Ashley,
yeah.
Sherry was the other game.
Yes. Ashley's not very fun to be around, so I hope they maybe improve that in this game as well.
Well, it's more of an AI thing, right?
Okay.
And I think Scott might back me up. It's more overblown than it really is in the game anyway.
Okay.
Because whenever there's a big boss battle or a big arena fight or whatever, there's always like a dumpster or something you can be like, hey, hide in here. And you don't have to worry about her.
Right.
It's never really a worry. Cool.
It's not like an annoying character thing. It's an annoying AI thing. Like if she dies, then it's game over.
That's the frustration. If they just do the Joel and Ellie thing where she's just invincible and invisible, then it definitely won't be a problem. But I also just don't think it was that big of a deal in the game anyway. It was funny when
it was frustrating dying at those moments, but it sucks when you die and it doesn't feel like your fault.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So hopefully they fix that. So
I hope they keep because I know in Resident Evil 4 VR they cut a bunch of lines and stuff of Leon like being flirty with characters. I really hope that doesn't speak to the remake's dialogue.
You know what was also absent in this trailer? The merchant.
You gotta save him. He's a big reveal.
He has to be in there, right? Like, there's no way you can do Resident Evil 4 without the merchant.
He'll be at the end of the real trailer when they do actual gameplay, and then it'll be him opening up his jacket, going like, "What are you buying?" It'll just be like a pre-order link in the side of his coat.
That would actually be kind of clever.
I know. Capcom, I'm available.
Yeah, Alyssa, you haven't played the game, but there's a guy that you buy weapons and ammunition and stuff from. That he's very iconic from the game.
Okay.
He's got this crazy voice. I'd be like, "What are you buying?"
There's no way. Listen, you have to know who the merchant is, right?
Not from Resident Evil 4.
Oh, man.
When I think of the merchant, I think of the one from Resident Evil Village that you just like randomly find.
Oh,
the rather large fella.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's way better. And he shows.
Oh, he's so good.
He shows up.
He sounds better.
What are you buying? What are you selling?
And when you sell something, he goes, I'll buy it at a high price.
Yes. That's true. And he always shows up in the weirdest places.
Yeah, he's just randomly there.
He's crafty, that guy.
Mm-hmm. Very, very iconic. Anyway, moving on. Next up in the presentation, we had some PSVR 2 reveals, including Resident Evil Village, which is coming to that platform. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Retribution. No Man's Sky coming to PSVR 2. And then lastly, Horizon Call of the Mountain, which, in my opinion, looked a lot better than I was expecting that thing to look. I was thoroughly impressed with that. The rest of it, whatever. I'm not going to play Resident Evil Village again. I don't trust Walking Dead games anymore that don't have Telltale attached to them.
The first Saints and Sinners was supposed to be pretty good.
I heard good things about it.
And I feel like No Man's Sky is another game I'm just never going to play.
The game that just Horizon won't die.
Yeah, right? So, what do you guys think of... I feel like we're just going to talk about Call of the Mountain. What do you think of the gameplay there?
I thought it looked great, but I wish it was also available just to play standalone, because I'm worried... First of all, VR and my motion sickness probably aren't a great mix. I wish it would also be available to play just, as a separate DLC or whatever for the main game without having to use VR. That's just my thing, because I don't want to have to deal with motion sickness. Gotcha.
Yeah, I feel somewhat similarly. Horizon Call of the Mountain actually looked awesome. I think I want it to be it looks like a single-player linear game set in the Horizon world. I'm like, yeah, give me that. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Right. Can I play that game? But I don't want to play it in VR. I don't care about VR. I'm sorry. I'm not a VR believer.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. Yeah, if I could play it with a controller, that'd be... I don't know. The thing with it's a small thing, but like when you can actually like move branches out of the way, like you're going through the woods, that seems cool to me.
No, it does, and I probably just haven't played the right VR. My only VR experience is PSVR.
Oh,
which was such a nightmare to set up.
Yeah, man, the Quest is a game changer.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, and I think CB has told us that the PSVR 2 is supposed to go down to one cable. So it was not, like it was the last one was so nuts to set up. Like,
that was a complicated system.
I think there was like 5 things to plug in or something. It was kind of crazy. So yeah, I am definitely stoked for Call of the Mountain. We also got some info on an update for Horizon Forbidden West. Those updates will be on PS4, PS5. I think there was like a new game plus mode.
Ultra hard difficulty.
Yeah. I thought it was a funny thing to reveal at a state of play.
An update for Horizon?
It just felt like you could have tweeted this.
probably.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I know New Game Plus being a patch later as just a PlayStation model at this point, but I couldn't believe you can't reset your skills in the base game. That's crazy.
I know. Like in 2022, respecking should just be everywhere.
Yeah, I would expect it. Just like text size should be have different options.
Yeah,
That's true.
You would think every game would have a skill tree.
You'd also think every game would allow you to invert your controls.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, every game does have a skill tree. Every game should let you reset your skill tree. But yes, right. You should be able to also invert your Y-axis. Come on. If I can't invert the Y-axis, I'm not playing your game.
Yeah.
There are too many games to play.
Funny how that works out. You found out before, didn't you? That game didn't have inverted access. Anyway. Then they said the thing that was funny is they said, "Oh, we got another PlayStation, a fan that PlayStation fans are going to love. That's coming to PC." And I think that all the like Bloodborne fans, their butts puckered a little bit, getting excited about that happening.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that. That's a good point.
And then it was revealed that Spider-Man Remastered is coming to PC. What was weird is that they didn't say it in the state of play, but Miles Morales is also coming to PC later in the year. Why would they not say that? Why would they not say both?
I don't know.
Why just Spider-Man?
I don't know. I know they mentioned that the 3 story DLCs are also going to be coming with the remastered version.
Right.
They never mentioned Miles Morales.
Which means Black Cat is going to be in a high-fidelity PC game that's open to modding. I can only imagine how that'll turn out.
Oh, yeah. Those mods.
Oh, great. Yeah.
I
know where that's going.
I found if there was one PlayStation game that I thought wouldn't go to PC, it would have been Spider-Man. Just because I feel because I knew so many people who bought a PlayStation for Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like actually, like I'm talking like double digits of people I knew in my life that bought a PlayStation for Spider-Man. So I'm surprised that they would do this away. But I guess it has been 4 years now, so you've definitely extracted all of the money out of it that you could. I think they sold 33 million copies. Now Spider-Man and Miles Morales together, that's an insane number.
Yep. Think it'll ever come to Xbox?
No.
Isn't Insomniac owned by Sony now?
They are, yeah.
Yeah, but Activision is soon to be owned by Microsoft, and
that's true.
All those Call of Duty games are going to be on both platforms.
Probably only to make sure the merger goes through.
Right.
I guarantee before the FTC was starting to get a little reticent, I bet those Call of Duty games were absolutely not going to come to PlayStation.
And I just feel like that would have been a mistake. But
yeah,
and some people are like legit mad about this too, which cracks me up.
I'm only mad because you can now buy Spider-Man Remastered separately on PC, but you can't on PlayStation.
On the console that actually started on,
you can't buy it bundled with Miles or whatever. That's insane.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's unbelievably frustrating.
It doesn't make sense.
Or like, I bought Miles on PS4, which got me a free PS5 upgrade. But if I wanted Spider-Man, I had to upgrade to the $20 more Miles bundle.
Right.
What?
Yeah. Buy it anyway.
It's Sony, all about nickels and dimes out here. They're acting like they're not selling out consoles left and right.
Right.
They're acting like a company that's floundering desperately for cash and yet are swimming in it.
Yeah. It's still really hard to get a PS5. I've been trying to get one from my buddy Mike. And every place that you sell them now, you have to have like a Walmart Plus subscription.
You're a Best Buy Premium member, or you can get one at GameSpot, but you got to buy it with $700 of bundled accessories.
Yep. Or the new one is Amazon. Like you go to click on the link on the site, and they will send you an invitation to purchase one.
Yes,
if they become available.
So I got one from PlayStation.
So it's going to be like a lottery type situation. Which, hey, whatever helps thwart scalpers, I'm all for. But that's not going to stop some people from scalping.
No, but I appreciate the effort nonetheless.
Yes.
Yeah.
Moving on, Stray coming to PS4 and PS5 on July 19th, 2022. Alyssa, I'm going to let you talk about this one because
It looks so cute, but I am afraid. I do not watch movies involving animals, and I'm afraid this game, something bad will happen to this cat, and I will cry.
There's no way.
Counterpoint, it's 2022, and social media is such a powerful force that there's no way you're killing the cat at the end.
I hope not. That's why I'm genuinely afraid of with this game, but it looks so cute. I want to play as this cute little stray cat and just go on this adventure and do all the things you saw in the trailer, being stealthy, jumping on different things. You know,
but the question that Twitter is going to want to know is, can you pet yourself?
I'm sure.
Right?
Maybe if you rub the touchpad, you could probably lick yourself. That's my guess.
There you go.
I was gonna say you could probably bathe yourself.
I'm all for this game as well. It looks awesome.
I think
as long as they don't kill the cat at the end.
They're not going to kill the cat. They're not.
There's no way that's going to happen.
Could you imagine Twitter would cancel this studio if they kill the cat?
That's true.
I have full confidence the cat will survive. I think it looks great because it looks like a good old-fashioned video game.
Yep.
Doesn't look. I cannot imagine, though I'm sure I'll be surprised, but it does not look like you could do a skill tree about a game where a cat's just exploring the environment. It just looks like a video game. Looks like a nice linear 8 to 10 hour cat game.
Do you have 9 lives?
That'd be cool if you have to get through the game.
That would be.
That's got to at least be a trophy, right? Complete the game in 9 deaths or less.
That would be a good one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, deaths, we can't have them die, right? It's going to be like a fade to black situation. It's not going to be like where you see the cat like keel over or something.
If you miss a jump, Alyssa, and you get a game over like every other game, is that acceptable?
I don't know.
You know, I doubt they'll do a high-pitched cry for help or anything.
I would hope they would not go the Lara Croft route with
just
this.
Just brutalize this cat, getting
goodness,
head chopped off in rotary blades and stuff. Yeah, I don't think that'll be happening.
Yeah, that's not going to happen for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, the game looks cute.
It does.
Look cute. The Callisto Protocol coming to PS4 and PS5. We're saying PS4, PS5, but a lot of these games are coming to other consoles as well.
Yeah,
that's one of them.
It's listed here because that's how the State of Play lists them.
Right. December 2nd of this year.
I'm all for this game, by the way. It looks like Dead Space. It is made by former Visceral members, right?
Well, it's made by Glenn Schofield, father of Dead Space himself.
So I'm all in because I love me some Dead Space.
Yeah, I knew this game was
more visceral.
I knew this game was going to look and feel and play like Dead Space, but I didn't realize it was just going to be Dead Space.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too.
I am as well.
100%. Absolutely. And it is officially removed from the PUBG universe. So that goes a long way too.
I don't understand. It was connected to the PUBG universe?
Yeah, I didn't know it was.
It was announced as a PUBG game.
I did not remember that at all.
How the hell do you not remember that? That was such big.
I don't remember.
That was such a big part of the news. It was originally part of the PUBG universe. It was it was their first effort of expanding the lore. It's being published by PUBG Corp.
Huh.
How the
I
wow.
Forgot that.
Blows my mind. Yeah, well,
I did as well.
Doesn't matter because it's removed from the PUBG universe now.
There you go.
It's just a horror game set on Callisto.
What I think is interesting is that the former Dead Space team is almost going to be competing against their own game.
Well, that's a clutch move getting out the month before, man.
Yes. Seriously. Because this one's coming out December 2nd, and then Dead Space Remake is coming out in January. So yeah, getting that out ahead of time, very, very smart move. But yeah, between those and there's another one. What's the other horror game that's coming out in 2023? Resident Evil. That's going to be a crazy first quarter for horror games. Seriously, I'm all about it. But
oh, me too. I love horror games.
I was surprised at how done this game looked. In my mind, Callisto Protocol was a game that was going to be, mid to late 2023. Not
this year.
December of this year.
True. Yeah.
Like that's when I wouldn't be surprised if they delayed that one, because that just seems too soon. But who knows?
Yeah. I had to make sure because you guys are calling me crazy, but yeah, it was absolutely part of the PUBG timeline, and it is no longer part of the timeline, but it will have nods for fans, whatever the hell that means.
I guess Easter eggs.
No, I'm sure it's just I didn't realize PUBG had lore that could be Easter egged.
I've never played PUBG. So
I haven't either. I just know the winner chicken dinner thing. That's it.
There you go. Maybe it'll be written on the wall in blood somewhere. Winner chicken dinner.
There you go.
That'd be good.
All right, next game up was Roller Drome on PS4 and PS5, August 16th. Looks, I don't know, roller skates with combat. It looks really cool. I'm being dismissive, but I think this game looks like a lot of fun.
I will say I could not watch this trailer because it actually made me motion sick watching the trailer.
Oh, really?
The way the camera was flipping around.
One of the developers was on Twitter, like tweeting in all caps, like, I worked on this game, look at it. And like she was a video of her watching the Sony press conference live. It was just kind of cute. So,
Aw.
Yeah. I'm really intrigued to try that one. I thought it looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What do you think, Zach?
I mean, it looked fun. It gave me, I don't know if you remember a game called Death Row back on the original Xbox, and well, it's going to take too long to explain. It gave me very much that vibes of action sports. It looked cool.
Cool.
I appreciate announce August 16th date. Boom.
Yeah, that's not that far away.
That's pretty cool.
Eternites. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah.
Eternites?
Eternites, yeah.
Eternites?
Eternites?
Like Eternal Nights.
Eternal Nights. PS4, PS5, early 2023. This one had Alyssa written all over it. It looked like a you kind of game.
This was developed by a developer that did work on Persona 5, and this is his game. So, I do love Persona 5, and some of the graphics or the movements kind of felt off to me in the trailer, but then others looked great. So I'm hoping kind of it gets ironed out a little bit more, but it does look like my kind of game.
Zach?
Looks dope. I'm way in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It looks like a Persona with a more action-oriented combat.
It does,
It's like Persona and Devil May Cry had a little baby. I'm in. And I want to date waifus in the apocalypse. Sounds great. Yeah, sign me up.
I mean, same here.
And I like that. I like its little budget look, So I'm all in, man.
Next up is Street Fighter 6, which we already knew this game existed, but we finally got to see some gameplay. I'm not the world's biggest fighting game fan. I appreciate them, but I don't get into it as everybody else. It looked like Street Fighter, although there was some like running around and climbing ladders and stuff like that.
It looked a little bit open world-ish.
Yeah, I thought for a hot minute it was a final fight game.
Oh yeah, like a 3D Final Fight game would have been cool. Yeah, you're picking up chicken out of the garbage cans and eating it.
I mean, it looks like it has a little story mode going, or a more fleshed out story mode. That's cool.
But how is that going to work? Because it didn't look like you were playing as any of the main characters. It looked like you were playing like a new person, or like you're supposed to be playing as yourself.
I mean, that's how the old Mortal Kombat games did it.
Did it?
Yeah, Mortal Kombat Deception. You remember had like an open world RPG story mode.
But you were playing. I didn't play it, but weren't you playing as like Scorpion?
No, you were playing as a character they created for that game.
Oh, okay.
But
I didn't remember that.
And that was cool. That was a cool thing. You get to explore NetherRealm and whatnot. All the realms.
I will see the actual fighting. The combat looked chunky. Like I felt like the hits you could almost feel them. Like I could feel, with the vibration of the controller, that could be a cool thing. But I see Street Fighter. I played a little bit of Street Fighter 5 and I enjoyed it, but then I hopped on online and I was like, I'm done with Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near the skill to be able to play competitively in those games, and I'm not going to put in the time to get good at them. So, but that's just a me thing. So, looks gorgeous though.
Yeah, I'm
It does.
excited for all the people that are excited. I will never even think about playing this game.
Like if we could still rent games,
Yes,
I would rent it for like a 1 or 2 day, just to try it out.
With my PlayStation, my $18 a month, where I can get to play demos. I'll play it that way.
Just drives me crazy still. This was pretty interesting news. Tunic, which was originally an Xbox and PC exclusive, is coming to PlayStation on September 27th. So that's good news.
Almost 6 months exactly. It's just weird to me that it was like 5 or 6 years of build up for this game, and Xbox going on, Xbox exclusive. I guess the Game Pass was a last minute thing, but it was just built up as this Xbox game for so long, and then half a year later, boom.
Yeah, nothing stays exclusive for long,
I guess.
But I'm okay with it.
Except for
people that play this stuff, it's good.
Final Fantasy VII Remake, apparently that'll stay exclusive forever somehow,
which was noticeably absent from this show. And I think Zach's response to me when we were talking about that was, "You're crazy if you thought that was going to get shown at this thing."
Yeah,
you're probably right. I mean, even just a logo, like.
Well, I mean,
remember how far in advance they announced the remake the first time?
They already said they're working on part 2. What difference is seeing a logo going to do?
Just get us thinking about it.
It's
marketing, man.
You're thinking about it. We're talking about it right now. They don't need to market. We're taking care of it for them.
That's true. Wouldn't cost them any more to have 30 seconds to show me a logo, though.
You just want to see like Zach using a Buster Sword. You're like, ah!
Yeah, dude. Also not shown was nothing from God of War.
That's true.
They said that ahead of time.
Yeah, you called me out on that too. So they weren't doing anything first party.
They
right?
said they said it's gonna be PSVR 2 and third party focused, and then the only first party was gonna be VR games.
Right.
So what I was saying is they warned us adequately.
Right. On 2 more games. Season, A Letter to the Future for PS4, PS5, coming fall 2022. This one didn't do anything for me personally, but I got the impression that Alyssa was going to want to play this one.
I'm on the fence about it. It kind of looks cool, but I don't know. You're riding your bike and taking photographs, but I don't know what all there is to the story itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to need to see more about the story beforehand before I decide to dive in or not. But it could be an Alyssa game.
It was giving me Major Lake vibes.
I thought it was Lake for a second.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, because I haven't played Lake yet, but I remember seeing screenshots of it. I really thought like, oh, they're bringing Lake to PlayStation.
Lake's already on PlayStation, but you can pick it up now for $19.99. It's I love Lake, and this game was giving me vibes of it. I am a little bit of on Alyssa where I'm like, I'm not totally sure what's happening here. It seems like you're collecting photographs, and it looks like you're cataloging the world before it ends for potentially whoever finds the Earth later.
That's a really clever setup then.
Yeah, it sounds neat. I'm just honestly what worried me the most was it almost looked too open. And I think I'm just petrified of open worlds now. I'm like worried
me too.
I'm like, I can't get excited for a game because it might turn into an open world game before I'm ready,
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want this looks like a game that should be wrapped up in 8 hours.
I hope so.
Anyway,
for your sake.
It looks cool. I'm going to keep my eyes tuned to it, but I do feel like I just need to see a little bit more.
And then the show closer was Final Fantasy 16, which will be next gen exclusive as well, coming to PS5, summer of 2023. No definitive date, but they just said summer.
Now that one is exclusive to PlayStation.
Right. That one. Are we certain?
Yeah, it was when they announced it said coming exclusively to PlayStation.
At first.
Yeah,
it'll come
this,
eventually.
unlike Final Fantasy VII Remake, I am sure Final Fantasy 16 will come to Xbox.
Yeah. Well, Final Fantasy VII Remake has been rumored to be coming to Xbox as well.
Right, but it's weird because we passed the 1 year mark, which is when you would think the lengthiest exclusivity would be. But I'm not putting it past the getting a little Summer Games Fest, Final Fantasy VII Remake coming to Xbox now, and it's on Game Pass right now. That would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty huge. I just love the tone of this trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the past Final Fantasies have been a little bit more modern, and I never thought I'd want to go back to like the medieval setting of like past Final Fantasy games, but this looks pretty cool. And I was definitely getting some Final Fantasy 15 vibes in terms of the combat, although I'm not really understanding how it works. I don't know. The summons looked really cool.
Yep.
I'm all over this. And it's going to come out in summer, which is going to be perfect for me.
Oh, yeah, because you won't have...
Yeah, I'm excited as well.
You won't have kids to worry about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you think, Zach?
I think it looks like Final Fantasy by way of Game of Thrones.
You mean that in a good way?
Yeah, it looks like this darker, epic fantasy. It looked like there was a lot of warring factions. Mm-hmm. I almost got the vibe that the Eidolons, Aeons, whatever you call them, were like attached to regions or something. Like they fought for their deity, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Is the vibe I was getting. I mean, I could be wrong, but yeah, I think this game looks exceptional. I don't even care that it looks like there's no party system, or that it almost looks like you're just going to be one character at a time, and I don't care. It looks awesome.
Yep. Shake it up a little bit.
Yeah, Alyssa, you said you were excited too?
Oh yeah, like, I agree with you. I got Game of Thrones vibes watching the trailer, and I actually really liked the combat from Final Fantasy 15. I know some people didn't.
I did. I loved it.
And I'm excited to see that return. And, I mean, I'm just looking forward to the story this is going to spin, just experiencing the world this is going to take place in, just everything about this.
I think I
am all
how serious it looks, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like it was kind of jokey a little bit with 15.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a road trip
and 7 game, and right? 7's goofy as hell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so yeah, there's something about this world looks like everybody is hurting.
Like there's nothing tongue-in-cheek going on that is present in so many other Final Fantasy games.
Yeah, and I think I'm way into that.
I am too. There's no chaos.
As well.
Although they did say chaos in the trailer.
I didn't catch that.
It was at the beginning, and I almost laughed out loud.
Final Fantasy is forever ruin the word chaos.
I know, right? Hear that word ever again. That's all I'm going to think of.
What I think it's also intriguing because it almost looks like a Western game somehow. Final Fantasy 16, but it's
it does.
Yeah, but it's distinctly made in Japan. So I'm very. It just looks like a cool tone. It looks like a cool world, and we obviously can have faith in the director because he made Final Fantasy 14, Square Enix's biggest cash cow.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're in good hands, and I like how quiet they've been about it. You know, Square Enix seems confident in this one.
Well, they didn't come out of the gate with a Chaos trailer.
Hey, man, that game was cool. I don't know. I don't care. I killed Chaos.
That was a good way to close the show, too. So that was...
Absolutely. For a show that was not going to have God of War, I guess this was probably the biggest you could have done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost surprised it's coming out in 2023. Just the way that the director's been talking the past few months in interviews and stuff, where he's like, the game's done, we're just polishing. So like, it's just... I am applauding Square Enix for being like, that's fine, take a year, just polish it for a freaking year, make this game amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to do the Final Fantasy 15 thing again where the disc is just an unfinished game.
What was unfinished in 15? I don't remember.
I remember they had a 50 gig day one patch in Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, well, I didn't remember that. I thought you were talking about the DLC where they had extra missions and stuff where you played as a side character.
No, I'm talking about like reviewers saying that, you know, if you tried to play it without the patch, it barely ran, sort of thing.
Huh. I didn't read the reviews. I think I just dove right into that game. I think that was a Christmas. That came around at Christmas, right?
Yeah, I think it came out in November of whatever year. I didn't play it for a few months after, so.
I played it over like Christmas break or Thanksgiving break or whatever that. Like that's all I did. Sat and drove around. I love that game. I kind of miss that game.
That game's awesome. That game's awesome. Awesome.
It is good.
I played all the DLC, man. I was way in.
Yeah. So that was the state of play for June. Before we get to the community's response to this, what did you guys think of the presentation overall? I'll start with you, Alyssa.
I liked some parts of it, and some parts felt a little lacking.
Mm-hmm.
I think more so the PSVR 2 stuff, since I'm not really interested in the VR aspect, but also just, having Spider-Man come to PC. It's not really exciting for me.
Oh, yeah. I'm happy for those that finally get to play that game. But
I mean, really the only new thing that came out of this was Resident Evil 4, which we all knew about was going to happen eventually. So there wasn't really anything new or exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still cool to see, these games show their trailers and to get more hyped up about these games before they release.
Mm-hmm. Zach?
Yeah, I like that they, apparently word didn't reach you guys as well, but I like that they said exactly what it's going to be beforehand, VR2 focused with third-party games. And I like that it was a nice, crisp 30 concise minutes.
Yep. I like that as well.
Way into that, and yeah, well, there was no bombshell announcement. I think the Final Fantasy 16 trailer was so good that it felt like a bombshell.
Right.
And I really did like getting some dates, like seeing Stray. And yeah, I don't know. I got
we got a game coming out in August.
Spider-Man Remastered coming to PC. I can't wait to see the screenshots of the mods. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot to look forward to there as well.
I can't wait to see the screenshots of people like destroying their PS5s because it's no longer exclusive to their platform.
See, it's funny because I think this is such a brilliant marketing move on Sony. Is like, let's get this game exclusive to our console. 2 years later, we'll put it out on PC. We'll make a cool $100 million or whatever easy, and it doesn't hurt anybody. It doesn't do anything but make more money that you can put into your games going forward. I don't applaud Sony for a lot these days, but I think this strategy is incredible. I think it's really wonderful, and I think the fanboys who are mad, I just can't wrap my head around, because you've got to play it for 2 or 3 years. Well, in Spider-Man's case, you have to play it for 4 years before anybody else did. Why are you mad now? Right. You've already played it. You've already got the platinum, man. You're moved on.
Right.
Now they just
it's a selfish mentality of like, why do I have a PlayStation if I can't play exclusives on it? Well, you can. Just not that one.
I believe in exclusives. I understand why they're there, but I think a 4-year buffer window is pretty good. I think a 2-year buffer window is plenty enough to feel like you got an exclusive game that matters to you. And just think of it as it's an extra $100 million that can go to develop Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
That's true.
That's a good way to put it. Well, let's see what our community thought about this. I was really surprised by some of the community's responses. We'll start over on Facebook with Sean Coates. He wrote in and said, "This show sure seemed to be focused on the PSVR 2, didn't it? As such, I feel so far removed from the PlayStation ecosystem these days that I'm unable to play pretty much everything that was shown off, since I have neither a PS5 nor will I probably ever own a VR 2. Only games I could play are multi-platform titles like Street Fighter 6. I get that. It's still really difficult for some people to get a PS5. And if you don't have a PS5, some of these you won't be able to play. But there were a lot of cross multi-platform games in there as well. I think Final Fantasy 16 is the only one that was exclusive to PlayStation, right?
I think Stray is as well.
Stray, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, everything else, Resident Evil, obviously Tunic you can already play. So I get it. But yeah, I actually was surprisingly not super interested in the PSVR 2. Even if they get down to one cable, I don't know. I've got a Quest.
Right, yeah.
If I need to play something on VR, I'll just play it on there or on CB's Quest 2.
I think that for me in my brain, and I don't know how well this extends to the gaming community, but PSVR 2 has this giant Half-Life Alyx shadow cast over it, where I'm like, everyone tells me that's the pinnacle of VR. If I cannot play that on your VR, I kind of don't care about your VR.
That's exact. I'm so glad you brought that up, because I was thinking the exact same thing. I need to play that game and just decide if that's going to... If any game is going to make a VR believer out of you, Zach, I feel like it's going to be that game.
Yeah, and I care about the Half-Life world, so I want to see the more of it that's there.
Right.
And it's just... Everybody says it's so far and above the rest of VR out there, because Valve had the money to burn that other companies simply don't. I want to play that.
Why is it so difficult to play that game? Is it just that technically superior?
I guess so, right? Let's see. That's what they want you to believe at any rate.
Well, CB said that he could technically play it on the Quest too, but you'd have to buy like a $130 cable or something to be able to run it through a PC.
Really?
It's just insane. Like, why would you want to spend that much money for a peripheral?
You should
to play one game.
PlayStation, call up Gabe Newell. He owes you a favor because he said he was going to bring Steam to PlayStation, and that never happened.
Mm-hmm.
So he owes you one. Let's get the Half-Life Alyx over here.
Do it. That honestly, that would get me to maybe go halvesies on a PSVR 2.
I'd go halvesies with you. One of us could play it, then ship it to the other. It'd be fine.
Yeah, we just spend twice as much on it, shipping it back and forth.
Worth it
over the years.
Absolutely,
totally worth it. All right. Well, moving on. Next comments, Alyssa. Let's go with you.
Chip Halt says, "I thought it was a solid presentation. Most of the titles were either VR2 or horror/sci-fi horror, which don't interest me. My lack of interest in VR is simply because I don't have much space. I must say the Horizon VR title may sell me that hardware when it comes out. I've loved both Horizon games. The other two titles I'm into are Stray and Season, A Letter to the Future. With Stray, you play as a cat, enough said. Season seems really interesting, and I want to learn more. Final Fantasy 16 looks good, but I'd rather have Final Fantasy 7 Part 2.
Chip, I got good news for you. You're going to get them both.
Yeah.
You can be excited. It's okay.
Yeah. Good call.
Chip's got taste too. Stray and Season looks cool.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to see a little bit more of Season. Jumping over to Discord, GamerDad03 says, "I really wasn't that impressed with the showing. I felt a little bland IMO, but definitely just think that those games aren't for me." Yeah, I don't agree. Resident Evil 4 remake and Final Fantasy 16. Did you tuck a little Stray in there? That's a good show already.
Callisto Protocol.
Yeah, Callisto Protocol, I guess, and Resident Evil 4 actually have the same problem where I'm like, what does the gameplay look like, though?
Yeah,
I guess Callisto Protocol, I expect it just looked exactly like Dead Space's gameplay. I wouldn't even be surprised if you had a plasma cutter that you turn 90 degrees. That's how much it looks like Dead Space.
And a health bar on your back.
Yeah. They're
up the spine.
They're making no qualms about it.
Yeah. Matt Sattler says, "Seemed like a lot of announcements that weren't exclusive to them, nor do I really care all that much about what Sony is doing outside of a few titles." It's kind of like what Sean was saying. I think both of those are Xbox guys, so yeah, but still they're not exclusive, so a lot of these games are coming to Xbox as well. So you got that going for you. Alyssa?
Kevin Honigford says, "I'm normally an optimist with these kind of things. Heck, right now I feel like I'm one of only 2 people on the planet that thinks the Sonic Frontiers previews have been looking promising."
It's me, I'm the other guy.
Hey, I'm 2, there's 3 of us.
But I'm finding myself struggling to find good things to say about this. For starters, I'm a little baffled as to why a PC release was featured on a PlayStation State of Play, operative word being PlayStation.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited for it, but it felt like they threw that in there to make up some ground for not having much to talk about. And outside of 1 or 2 games looking slightly prettier, I still don't see any reason to own a PS5. I almost feel bad for Scott for looking out and giving me the heads up and helping me snag one when I did. Seriously, no reason to own one until 2023, almost 3 years after its release. Puzzling.
Which is interesting because it's still super hard to get one.
Yeah, it is.
As someone who has now owned a PS5 for several months, I can confirm there is no reason to have a PS5.
Mm-hmm.
At all. 2023, yes, the story it'll be different. It'll be a different story because then you are going to get games that won't be on PS4. So there's
going to be a low supply again once the games start coming out, and it's just going to be the whole thing over
Which
again.
is funny because it's outsold the PS4 at the same point in its lifetime. So So to think about like how high the demand is for PS5, that at this point in the PS4's life cycle, it sold less and wasn't supply constrained.
Yeah.
Like, so
FOMO, man.
I mean, it's
pandemic. People stuck at home.
I think it
stimulus money.
Do you think it is like the proliferation of the internet makes FOMO even worse? So people feel like they need the PS5 even more than they did before.
Yep.
Yeah,
for sure.
Which is funny because there's way less of a.
We all have one.
Yeah.
All three of us.
But the only reason I had one was because PlayStation emailed me. Is like, hey, your username came up in this lottery. Do you want to buy one? I was like, oh yeah, I guess I may as well. It's not going to be this easy again.
This is like, clearly, I'm still trying to like hook friends up with them. Like whenever I get a link from Mario 64, and they're gone instantly. Like there's not enough time for me to send the link to my friend for him to be able to click on it and then purchase something. I've gotten to where I just start clicking on links and I will purchase it for him, so then have him pay me back, and I still can't get it in time.
Yeah,
like it's just nuts.
And circling back to Kevin, while I do not agree that this state of play was bland, he actually makes a good point that I hadn't considered. It is kind of a weird place to announce a PC port of an exclusive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this,
I didn't really think about that. I
guess,
mean, in my mind, I was like, "Oh, it's a PlayStation game, so that makes sense."
But the most diehard fans are tuning in. The people who bought PS5 days ones are like, "Oh, I can't wait to see what's next with PlayStation." And then they're like, "Yeah, anyway, this is coming to PC." You're like, "That's okay, great. You're just eating up time in my presentation."
Yeah, it's good for PC players and it's good for Sony.
Right.
It's not good for PlayStation owners.
Yeah. And it's also just,
and I'm not saying that in a negative way. Like, I don't think PC players should be able to play this game. That's not all what I'm saying. But it does nothing for PlayStation owners.
Right. When I saw that, I was just like, okay, cool. I like, honestly, I was only annoyed because I'm like, it's weird that you can buy it there, but not on PlayStation.
Right. Which is weird. All right, we got one more comment.
This is, Tim Thien?
Thane.
Oh, he put it in parentheses. Joke's on me. Anyway, he says, I'm all about Stray. I can't wait for that game. I don't know, but something about running around as a cat sounds like so much fun to me. I also appreciate that this seems like a fresh idea, and I love when developers give us something new. But yeah, nothing else about the show really excited me. Yeah, man. I'm with you, Tim Thane. Any
Stray looks cool.
Any new idea goes a long way because we are so bereft of them. Yeah. You know, every game is just the version of somebody else's game.
Remember what was it, Edith Finch? Wasn't there a section where you played as a cat for just like a little bit?
That sounds familiar. I didn't really like that game, so I don't have.
Really? Man, I love that game.
I do not have incredible memories of it, so I don't really know.
Huh. Yeah, you did. You do play as a cat in that game.
I mean, it was just for like 10 minutes or something. It wasn't very long at all.
Wasn't there a section where you worked at a cannery? Okay. Yeah, I remember that one.
That stood out as a very, man, what a dark story that thing took, and just the way that, oh man,
the whole game was dark.
Yeah, the bathtub scene disturbed me. Holy cow, did that disturb me? Anyway, but I'm surprised you didn't like that game, Zach. That's because you appreciate it when a developer puts like a whole bunch of time into a mechanic that is only used for a short amount of time, and that's what that entire game was. Yeah,
maybe I was in a bad mood, you know? Maybe I'll give it another shot. Maybe I was going through a divorce. I don't
know. Maybe. All right, well, thank you to everybody who wrote in and did some responses. I appreciate it, especially because we kind of did this last minute. We had to switch things around just due to scheduling. But next week's topic, I promise this time, we are going to do our 400th episode. We'll do a little bit of a celebration. So keep those comments coming in. I got them posted on Facebook, Twitter, and Discord. We'd love to hear what you think of the show and why you keep listening to us for as long as you have. So stay tuned for that. But that's going to do it for this episode of The Gaming Outsider. Zach, any parting words before we get out of here?
So I think the primary reason I didn't have a lot of video games to talk about is because I cannot stop watching Justified.
I actually started it after seeing you post about it. I went back and started it.
I had only ever seen the first season before, and then like life distracted me or whatever. So I'm now almost done with season 4. In only 3 weeks or whatever. I am loving the show, man. Boyd Crowder, Walton Goggins plays Boyd Crowder, Timothy Olyphant as Raylan Givens. Their dynamic is some of the most interesting television I've ever seen.
Yeah?
It is incredible. When those two are on screen together, it's unbelievable. Their relationship is amazing.
I'm excited. I made it through the first season, and I didn't keep going back whenever it was. I'm looking forward to going back and giving it another shot. So,
well, I think
Alyssa, what about you?
I read this manga that's currently ongoing called Witch Hat Atelier, and it's just one of the most beautiful manga I've ever read. I would spend minutes just staring at the artwork and how just detailed and delicate and beautiful it was. And the story could be read by older children. It's pretty much family friendly. And it's just about this young girl named Coco who wants to be a witch so bad, but her mom tells her, you weren't born a witch, you can't be a witch. Well, she gets this book from this really shady, weird-looking guy, and it tells her how to do magic. So she does, and accidentally turns her mother into stone. So then this sorcerer takes her in as an apprentice so she can learn spells to hopefully... What is the word for, turning her mother back human? There we go. And it's just about Coco and her journey, befriending the other girls at the atelier, what's really going on behind the scenes with her mentor and the other witches and wizards of the world. And it's just really interesting so far. And there will be an anime adaptation, I believe, this year. Nice. So I'm really excited to see. And it's so beautiful. Every page is a work of art.
Wow.
Very cool.
Is it associated with the Atelier video games, or is that just a Japanese word I don't know?
I do not believe it is associated, so I think it's
Atelier must mean something then.
I believe in Italian, atelier is somewhat business that makes clothing.
Oh, okay.
But in Japan, it doesn't mean the same thing.
All right.
There you go. As for me, I got a music recommendation. I've been listening to a lot of metal lately. I know that neither of you are into metal, but I discovered this band called Killstreak, and they have a song called No Scope that I just randomly discovered on a playlist this week, and it is outstanding. It is one of those shake you to your core metal songs that I just really, really like. And I'm kind of picky when it comes to metal. I'll just listen to anything
Me
What's
too.
That? Yeah?
Yeah, real picky.
I thought you don't like any of it.
Yeah, I don't really listen to music, so
yeah. So but this one is really good. So No Scope by Killstreak. Would love to hear what anybody thinks of that one. So Zach, Alyssa, thank you guys so much for being here. Zach, it's great to have you back. I can't believe we're going to get you for 2 weeks in a row.
Love it.
It's going to be amazing. So stay tuned for next week. And everybody out there listening, thank you so much for listening. The Gaming Outsider is produced by Nate Lucas, and all the music you hear is written and performed by Grant Henry of Stemmage and Metroid Metal. Please be sure to email us if you have any questions or concerns. Our address is feedback@thegamingoutsider.com. Until next week, I'm Scott Clark with Zach Parkerson and Alyssa White, and we are The Gaming Outsider. And remember, there's no such thing as a bad game, just games that aren't for you.